Hey family, it's Tasha MAMABEAR Prepping. You already know what time it is. Get your drink, pull up, let's talk about it. Welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel, where we just talk about preparedness. We really just talk about what me and my family do, and hopefully give you ideas for you and yours to prepare for natural disasters, emergency crisis, different things like that. So today is no different. The message today, the urgency today is to prepare, continue to prepare to dig in, to really take it further than you've been taking it, to be a little bit more aggressive than you've been doing it. Now, I say that because some of you have been falling back from some things, to include myself. I talked about this yesterday. I have fallen back extremely. I'm not sure if I told you guys or Patreon, but I was mentioning yesterday that, me personally, I have fallen back on my food preservation a lot lately. And I went from doing it almost daily to I haven't done it for several months. Okay, nothing. And so I sat down yesterday because the urgency is there to get things done. Now I've been doing other preparedness things, other things towards self-sufficiency, but I'm having this urgency that I need to get back into the food preservation. But I took quite a break, and sometimes that is needed for you to move on, right? To move on mentally, physically. There's a lot of overwhelmingness, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Of course, if you're going through that still, you need to handle that first. But I think it is important that we dig in right now. Every single goal, every single project, that you should be leaning into it. You should be preparing your family and letting your family know now's the time. We are digging in, we're leaning in. We've got to get these things done. Not putting them off till next week, next month, couple weeks from now, whatever it is, right? If you're able to do it, obviously financially, do it. I get it that the urgency might be there. I'm telling you to be aggressive, but some of this is dependent on money, on funds, on whether or not, you're going to be able to, I understand that it's a money thing. You have to wait. You have it budgeted out for a certain month or whatever, and not everything can be done right now. So I understand that. I'm not telling you to break the bank. I'm not telling you to freak out right now. I'm just telling you to lean in. So every goal that you have, that means if it's food preservation, should go in hard. Yesterday I made a huge list of stuff I'm going to start preserving every single day. I'm going to just jump right back into it, starting today and all the way through the week, right? And I did that, and I'm going to continue to do that. That's how I did it before. I figured out, okay, what am I going to preserve this week? I would go get the things, and then I would preserve it. When gardening starts, obviously that has a huge factor of what I'm preserving, because as I harvest stuff, we're making stuff and preserving food. But I pretty much just took a break during winter, which I feel like I had a lot of idle hands, and that's when I needed to really ramp up doing some stuff, was during winter when the garden is died down. Now, ramping up projects, things that you've been waiting to do, things, and this could be simple things. Cleaning, like right now, we're cleaning up the property. We're throwing stuff out. We're downsizing. We're getting rid of stuff that's not needed, right? We're minimizing the things that we have or the things that are needed, right? We're readdressing stuff that we've bought in the past and whether or not we're going to buy it again. I've had several experiments that I've been working on that, for example, with laundry. I'm doing a huge experiment right now with laundry, and I'll probably be bringing you a video here. I don't know if it'll be here on my secondary channel, but I'm going to be bringing you a video on that process and what I did for my experiment and how it was, and what is that going to save me money if I change things, right? So huge. That should be probably this next week. I'll be done with that, and I'll have enough, I guess, data, you could say, for me to feel comfortable giving you information. But you should be thinking about, how do you change the mindset of you and your family living with less, experimenting first of living with less, excluding things. What things can you make yourself? What things do you guys not need in your lives at all? Whether that's driven by money, whether that's driven by health, whatever it's driven by, it's important to know that you should be working towards self-sufficiency, living with a little bit of less, because that's the direction we're going in. And then that way it's not such a mind deal later when you're dealing with less. You do not have the things anymore, okay? Digging in, the garden, it's about to be garden season, okay? Going hard in the paint. Do not falter on, oh, well, I'm just going to do a little bit less this year, or, oh, I don't feel up to. Push. I'm telling you to push with this garden. If that's what it is, only do the things that are your favorite vegetables, right? Or the favorite things for harvesting. Do your setup in a way that makes it the easiest for you. We do all raised garden beds. We don't do any lower plots. If I ever do lower plots, it will be for very tall stuff like corn, crops of corn, for example. So I everything, right? Because I think of me becoming a woman and continuing to be able to garden for as long as possible. Okay. It is important though to push to increase that garden. How can you increase it? I don't care, baby, if you increase it by adding one more pot for potatoes, okay, or one more pot for whatever your favorite, vegetable is. I think that is important to increase and constantly be thinking about how you can increase your yield, your harvest, how you're going to put it on your shelf, how you're going to preserve it. Digging in and securing your home, the making sure your home is safe, it's secure, you can see what's going on, it's lit. You have your barriers where you need your barriers, you have your locks where you need your locks. Things are tightened and battened down, if you will, right? That's a Navy term. We need to ensure that we are ready to go, and so that when the crime starts ramping up, when the thievery starts ramping up, when these little things start ramping up that maybe you've never seen, have never come your way, when those things happen, you're not surprised, one, that they're happening, but two, you're ready for it, and you're got things going. You've got to remember, you're locking your doors, you're shutting your windows, you're locking your door. There's so many simple things that are happening right now that crime is happening. That you might not even know is happening, right? There might be somebody that walks your neighborhood every single night and checks all the doors and you have no idea. Checks the house doors, checks the car doors, and is just looking for an opportunity to get in and do something. And when that happens, all types of things can happen, okay? Buckle down on your goals, what it is you're trying to do. Maybe you've putting off a project, building that compost, getting that other animal, getting that, stocking up on food, snacks, learning different foods and snacks. Maybe it's downloading stuff off the internet. Maybe it's getting more books, whatever it is. Maybe it's going to a class, right? And learning something. You need to do that. Okay. You need to be aggressive right now and prepare your family. And when I say prepare your family, tell your family to prepare, I'm not talking about talk to your family members that don't live in the house. I'm talking about your house where you live, the family that lives where you live, telling them to get ready. Anybody that you know is part of your tribe, and especially if they are coming to you, meaning they are coming to your house, and the plan is during SHTF, they're coming to your house physically. They're going to sleep and live there and eat there and all of that stuff. You need to prepare them mentally. Things are ratcheting it up. What's happening? I need you to get this. I need you to do this. Where do you stand with this? There needs to be way more conversations right now, right? If you've had these conversations a while ago, you need to circle back and have these strong conversations about how things are getting pretty bad and what's the plan again, and reiterating and all of that stuff. Travel, the actual plan, the execution plan of them getting to you, all of that, right? It's important. It's important that you go back through that stuff. A lot of us do this stuff for a very long time, and then you might spend time doing something, and then you never look at it again, you never address it again, you never talk about it again, and then your family's just not going to be ready for it. And so you've got to go back over these emergency plans, go back over stuff with your family, with your children. Hey, if this happens, remember, you're going to do this, this, and this. Hey, this is ramping up. I want you to be in the know, and remember, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this. Be ready for this. And just having conversations. A lot of people ask me all the time, how do you talk to children? How do you prep with children? How much is okay to tell them? At what level do you tell children? I've done videos on this, man. Kids are resilient. They're very, very smart. They want to be involved. And it's a very, very easy process, especially if it's a lifestyle. If this is something that's every day and it's not just something that's like a hobby of yours, it's super easy to incorporate them, to talk to them every day about stuff. I mean, our kiddo, he's smart. He is smart. And we talk about stuff all the time. I mean, we were watching The Last of Us last night, and it's just funny listening to him and watching him watch people make bad decisions and him talking it through, and he's trying to give them advice to the TV, and it's just hilarious. But he's so understanding of what's happening, and the do not do this and do not do that, and the rules of engagement. And and I say that out loud and you're like, rules of engagement with a kid, but it's not, this isn't rocket science, guys. This is everyday life, everyday lifestyle. And if you talk and bring your children in, it's not that serious. Okay. It's seriously not. I don't know. All I know is things are going to get really rough. And I think it's important that you circle back and make sure your kids, your family, your significant other, if they're out of the house all the time working, that you're circling back and letting them know, hey, just letting you know this stuff's happening. This is what I'm, working on right now. This is what I think we should be concerned with. What are you seeing? What do you think we should be concerned with? What do you think we should ramp up? Do you think it's time to ramp this up? Do you think it's time to do this? Do you think it's time to do that? But having these conversations with your immediate family that you live with, and not just assume that because you've had conversations before that stuff is being remembered or thought about in a current mindset, right? Get your family ready. Prepare your family now. Tell them to get ready. If you want to take this farther and outside the home, fine. But food, water, meds. Get ready for a catastrophic event that could kick off all different ways. All different ways. We have a lot of stuff that's happening. I did that video yesterday, the chaos before the storm. It's not calm before the storm. It's chaos before the storm. A lot of people were like, baby, the storm's already here. It's here. Right? This fantasy, this notion that like something worse is coming. Yes, something worse is coming. But they're right. We are in a storm right now. I call it chaos because we are in a chaos right now. What happens later is going to be detrimental to society. Whatever is the feeder and kind of makes it all pop off is going to be detrimental, and everybody and their mother is going to know what's happening and what's going on and how bad it is, instantly how bad it is. And that's what we're going towards. That's what the flags are pointing towards, that we need to be ready. Okay. And we need to get ready and know that stuff is not, it's not like, okay, just live life. Everything's fine. We have years and years and years before anything happens. I think that we have less than that, right? And I think that if you change your mindset now for preparedness and preparing for that, as those things trickle in or something major happens, you're mentally, physically ready for it. You've prepared enough to where, okay, that beginning, what's going on, you're ready for, okay? So, your guys' comments yesterday were really good. They've been very, very good the last couple days. Thank you so much. Keep leaving those comments. I like to do it. I do go through most of them lately. I've been going through and reading through them. I don't always heart them anymore. I used to heart literally every if I read it, I hearted it. That was like my thing, you guys. But way too many comments now for me to heart every single thing that I read. But I have been doing better with reading through what you guys are saying to me in your comments. I hope you guys are well. Be kind, be well, be healthy, be aggressive, but stay healthy, right? Stay strong, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.